After the Paradise Papers revealed top Liberal fundraisers' connection to a Cayman Islands tax evasion scheme, he said, and I quote, Stephen Bronfman had no other direct or indirect involvement whatsoever with the Colbert Trust, that trust being located in the Cayman Islands. We now know that that connection came in the form of a $7 million loan that was still in place as of 2005. Does the Prime Minister still believe that Mr. Bronfman has no connection to this trust?
Hear, hear.
The Honourable Minister for National Revenue. Our government is aware of the fact that this is an issue of billions of dollars, and we've invested nearly $1 billion over the last 2 years. The agency is using the information it received through lists that were disclosed via its international partners through the BEPS program. We're talking about more than 37 partners. That's why the agency has more than 990 investigations, 42 criminal investigations linked to financial structures abroad, which were ongoing as of September 30th. We're looking at links with Canadian entities, and we are going to take appropriate measures.
When the original revelations about Stephen Bronfman's connections to a Cayman Islands tax haven came to light earlier this month, the Prime Minister said, quote, "We have received assurances that all rules were followed, and we are satisfied with those assurances." Is the Prime Minister still satisfied with the assurances that his top fundraiser followed all of the rules?
Hear, hear.
The Honourable Minister for National Revenue. Mr. Speaker, his accusations are completely ridiculous. No one is above the law. No one is interfering in the agency's investigations, and the law applies to everyone. No one is above the law.
Member for Carleton.
Mr. Speaker, I think I just heard the minister say that these allegations are completely ridiculous. Her job is to ensure that her department conducts these investigations totally objectively. But she has now predetermined the outcome by declaring that the allegations are ridiculous. Mr. Speaker, how can Canadians have any assurance that there will be an honest investigation into Mr. Bronfman when both the Prime Minister and the Minister have declared him not guilty?
The Honourable Minister for National Revenue. Mr. Speaker, contrary to the previous government, when a former Minister for National Revenue, Mr. Jean-Pierre Blackburn, publicly said that the Conservative government did not make this a priority, whereas for us, it is a priority. We've invested nearly $1 billion. I have already said, I will repeat, and I thought it was very clear what I said in French. Nobody is interfering in the agency's audits.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has not retracted her comment. She seemed to suggest in her earlier answer that the allegations were completely ridiculous. Well, Mr. Speaker, those allegations have not even been investigated yet by her department. We have new revelations from the Paradise Papers suggesting a link between Mr. Bronfman and this potentially illegal tax haven. Yeah. How could the minister possibly think it appropriate for her to stand and exonerate him before her department has even had a chance to conduct this investigation?
The Honourable Minister for National Revenue. Mr. Speaker, no one is above the law, and my colleague knows very well that I cannot comment any individual case on the 30 million people who produce an income tax statement.
Order. Alors, l'honorable ministre de National.
The Honourable Minister for National Revenue has the floor. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We understand that this is a hot topic for our colleagues on the other side, given that it was not a priority for them under the former government to deal with tax evasion, that is, whereas we have decided that it is a priority and we've invested $1 billion. We're looking at 4 jurisdictions per year. We have criminal investigations ongoing.
Mr. Speaker, I'm looking for an assurance here Will the minister assure Canadians that neither she nor the Prime Minister will stand in the way of an investigation by her department into Mr. Bronfman?
L'honorable ministre de l'Administration.
The Honourable Minister for National Revenue. Mr. Speaker, it will be my pleasure to reassure my colleague on the other side and to repeat that no one is above the law and that no one, as I have said, no one will interfere in the investigations and audits led by the Canada Revenue Agency. I hope that my colleague is reassured.